Hello. I was point blank lied to about how this ending goes by people that were complaining about how the ending goes.
Shocker.
I saw 20, no less than 20 different tweets about how fuck this show, they sacrifice Nightcrawler so that we can keep Morph. What sense does that statement make, and what does he have to do with that plot thread at all?
So stupid.
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Although I will say, during one of the action scenes, Morph does get a cool surprise moment.
He does. I love how they're not afraid to. They're never gonna give us another fucking Spider-Man the Animated Series episode, but they'll turn that motherfucker into Doc Ock! Disney! Oh. Oh, God. So everything happened in this episode for the most part that I kind of just expected to happen in this episode. Fights were cool. They went to go find Ship because they wanted to try and figure out how they had to do this. Love how Ensign just. We were like, they're gonna have to explain how Rogue is gonna deal with the ever powerful thing in her chest, and he just went. Like, yeah, sure, that works. That doesn't belong to you. Yeah, you're correct. Absolutely. I shouldn't have that. It was like he caught the dog with something in its mouth. Like, no, come here. I'm taking that. And then, again, they have all great fights throughout it. And I like the overall way this episode happens.
Yeah.
I just feel it should have been 10 episodes, but because it would have let this episode breathe a little, but also I feel like it just really abruptly ends.
It does. I won't say like the ending is like the worst. Like it's not necessarily a bad ending. I'm just salty because Nightcrawler had to go.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where this show has a main cast of 78 people. We actually kept Magneto dead for the season. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And again, with a main cast of 78 people, the one that made the sacrifice for Rogue made sense.
Oh yeah.
I understand people like Nightcrawler, but if you don't like that his character did this, then you don't like his character. This goes back to you don't actually like Nightcrawler.
You just like what he can do.
Yeah, if you don't think a religious man of faith and a devout Catholic would sacrifice his life for his sister because he has faith that she needs to be around to help them usher on a new, better life, you fundamentally don't understand Nightcrawler. You just don't mean to say it. You hate religious characters, and you hate that the character you think you love is religious. When realistically, you don't.
It's also a double standard if people hate Nightcrawler for being religious, but don't but don't feel the same way about Daredevil.
No. Because Daredevil isn't... How do I want to say this? Daredevil's never going to get put in the situation to where his faith is going to test him as much as it tends to test Nightcrawler. In an animated show, they're going to do worse things to Nightcrawler than they're going to do to Matt Murdock in a live-action TV series based on his faith, just because of the climate upon which we are in.
Fair.
But that is also very stupid, and you make a good point, that they don't give two shits, and they never bring up anything with Matt. When he had 3 or 4 different times he visited the same exact church in the last season, and that was one thing they never complained about.
Mm-hmm.
And also, everyone who's bitching and complaining, and Bo DeMaio, you're an unbelievable, horrible fucking liar. You openly said they're still doing the story for your thing in season 2. And you said they kept everything, and you're kept on as a writer for this season. So get off your high horse and quit being a useless, lying jackass. You're still credited as a main writer and producer for this. If you didn't help anything, your ass wouldn't be in the credits. You would get fucking booted like they did to you. They let you go, you caused problems, and then you think when you had nothing to do with the writing of this season, they're going to give you writing credits? Anyone with a brain cell that thinks that he had nothing to do with this writing after all that horseshit and was giving a writing credit is fucking mentally challenged.
Yeah, seriously.
So if you don't like this, stop trying to act like Bo is the savior of all mankind because he was involved in this writing. In case you're wondering, a good chunk of the show was in the works by the time season 1 was done and airing. They don't just start animation at a start the next year after the show ends. That's not how the Force works.
Nope.
The amount of you that will never understand that animation takes an astronomically long amount of time is fucking ridiculous at this point.
Yeah, like, I'm still even kind of shocked that, we're getting seasons 3 and 4 next year. Mm-hmm. But I guess that makes sense because they've been working on this for pretty much like the entire decade.
They say 3 and 4 next year.
Yep.
Holy shit, I did not know that. Okay. Is that like a end of the show thing? Or are they just doing 3 and 4 next year?
No. So season 3 is 2027.
Okay.
Season 4 is 2028.
Okay. You said season 3 and 4 next year. I'm like, why are we getting 2 seasons in a year?
Yeah, no, I meant like it's gonna be yearly from now on.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah, that, and also they're also doing Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man yearly. Y'all should be happy that we're getting stuff yearly. Y'all bitch that you have shows that take 4 years to produce when they're animated. This train is literally never stopping. It is a full force working on the show at all times to keep this going yearly. And to get it at the quality of animation that it is. I know we've talked about it before. I have rewatched through the old X-Men cartoon. If any of you with a functioning brainstem and working eyeballs wants to go watch the old show and to say that that animation is quality, turn off your 1990s kid brain and go watch that again. That shit was made on a shoestring budget, and they were making 56 episodes a year, and they had no time to make the animation look anywhere near as good as this. You should be thanking your lucky garden stars that you're able to get something that looks this good at nearly 10 episodes a year.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. So no one's ever going to be happy about anything ever again. everyone's like, why is everyone so, and it's always the people will be like, why is everybody so fucking miserable all the time? Blah, blah, blah. Turns out like, this show's fucking murder. It's you people doing it. It's you stupid engagement farming cockbags on Twitter that are just like, this show's fucking ass. Actually really loved it, rated on IMDb, but I get paid by Twitter, so I need to... I cannot wait for the coming months when they change how you people get paid and you just have to get regular jobs again. Because that whole algorithm's getting switched and you stupid clickbaity, rage-baiting fucktards are no longer going to just get easy money thrown at you because you have gullible dumbasses on Twitter. God, you have to learn to actually have an opinion and not act like a fucking moron.
Seriously.
Anyway, yeah, it's... I will admit that, like, the only thing I don't like about this finale is the abruptness of the ending of it.
Yeah, it's like we get a little bit of narration from Kurt after he does the sacrifice. No, before he does the sacrifice.
Yes.
But yeah, and then it shows like a little bit of a happy ending, and then we get a mid-credit scene, which
Isn't it kind of crazy how we, in full non-disguise mode, that's the first time we've gotten Mystique in 97?
Yeah.
They're not afraid to save some characters. They're like... It's kind of awesome to me. They're willing to be like, no, we don't need to put everybody in. You've like literally had Emma Frost for like one scene. And now you're getting Mystique. I kind of like that they've borderline made Rogue almost the main character of this show.
Yeah.
Cause
after like, and I mean no disrespect to Anna Paquin, but the live action X-Men movies.
I mean no disrespect to Anna Paquin. I mean every bit of disrespect to how they wrote Anna Paquin.
Yes. Like that, like those movies did not do that character justice at fucking all.
They made Rogue Jubilee with Rogue's powers.
And then they made Jubilee
an Asian kid that had a leather jacket and pink glasses. Like, they made her 2 steps up of DC's version of Cassandra Cain. At least she looked like Jubilee.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did she... Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Jubilee even fire off a single, like, pyro firework at all in any of those movies?
I don't recall.
I don't either. They gave her the costume and sent her off to the mall with Nightcrawler and Jean,
yeah.
Jean? That's all they did. They never did anything with her. And I think they had her show up in all the movies like 3 times. Give or take, she only had speaking lines, and I think one of them. But that is the biggest sin, in my opinion, they need to fix. Outside of A, don't make Scott Summers basically just a cuck, and make Rogue be fucking Rogue. I didn't mind that she was younger. I didn't mind that she had a relationship with Bobby. I didn't mind that she was like being mentored by Wolverine. What I do mind is it basically turned her in for the poster child for, well, my powers suck and I want to kiss my boyfriend. Really? That's what we put one of the most badass women ever committed to comics to? Really? Oh, yeah. But, yeah. Outside of Mystique, I have no idea who the main villain's going to be, because unless they're going to be ballsy enough to make Mystique the entire main villain of the next season, which would be awesome.
It would be awesome, but you're right. Like, there's got to be something more to this, unless it is just Mystique just like causing chaos with this whole like presidential election and all of that.
Because it could be a purely political thriller like third season, where it's nothing, no big cosmic entity, main power, whatever, end of the world situation. It's literally just Mystique fucking with political powers the entire time, and they have to figure out it's Mystique. If that's written correctly, that could be really good.
Yeah.
But, useless action, cock-thirsty chuds would go, "There's not enough explosions in my animated force, and I kind of like it." I don't know why I turned into Wilford Brimley all of a sudden, but people don't dislike good writing. People dislike that they aren't getting the show they think would be good.
Yep.
And then they have to come up with something for how it goes. And then, hey, correct me if I'm wrong, if Bo DeMeo was such the god sent from heaven above that only makes good everything and nothing good happens without him, he's got writing credits on this, so this is his fault. Everybody, he was involved in the writing. Sorry to tell you, he wouldn't have got credits on something he literally didn't fucking touch. It's just not how that works. Why isn't he bragging about all the new writing projects that he's got when he was sending sexually suggestive poses to his workers and being an absolute fuckchild to everyone? Why isn't he bragging about all the new work he's getting?
It's almost like nobody wants him around.
Crazy. It's almost like you useless chuds found your new pariah, and you need to praise to him because that's the only way they can get off in the mornings anymore. Crazy. Imagine that. You've created the X-Men's version of Zack Snyder.
Oof.
Except Zack Snyder's talented a little bit. Because if Bo was so fucking talented, this season would have went off without a hitch writing-wise, and all of you hate the writing in it, and he would be being charted after by everybody, and he's not. So
You want to know a secret?
I wouldn't mind it.
Bo's not the only one who wrote the first season.
Mike, whoa. Mike, are you meaning to tell me that he didn't choose every single character that was allowed to be in there, exactly dictate how all the scenes go, write every single scene, dialogue, transition, and everything? Are you trying to tell me that he wasn't the sole purpose that X-Men 97 Season 1 was good? X tells me otherwise. Mike, you gotta be lying to me. I've been told X-Men can't exist without him. Chris Claremont be damned. Everyone else just bows at the altar of Bo DeMeo. No one else can write X-Men. All that Krakoa shit, get that out of there. That was garbage. Only Bo DeMeo can write X-Men.
It's like I just told these chuds that Santa Claus isn't real.
Oh my god. Oh, now I can't even with Mike. You're gonna explode Twitter. You can't do that to these people. You just can't. Next thing you're gonna tell me that DC and Warner Brothers were using Zack Snyder as a advertising ploy to get dumb, freaking impressionable morons to check out movies that he didn't want anything to do with. Are you trying to say that they use it as an advertising ploy to get money out of people? No, I never would have did that. This finale was good. You people are fucking stupid. My god, get over yourselves. Just because it wasn't the thing that you wanted doesn't mean it's bad.
Exactly.
Good god, stop with this brain dead, freaking cockroach level intellect takes that you were having. You cannot like something. That doesn't mean it's fundamentally, objectively bad. If I don't like something, that doesn't mean that I think it's god awful. You can just not like something. But I know you don't get clicks on Twitter doing it that way, so we can't be good people anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The storyline went the way I thought it was going to go. And they telegraphed borderline everything that was going to happen. You're just going to keep saying you don't like what you wanted to have when it's the same damn quality of writing. You know it is. It just didn't have the episodes you wanted, and it had more heartfelt shit in it than pure great action. Just realize you can have good writing without explosions.
Yep.
All of you went into X-Men wanting quality writing. You're getting it, and now bitching that you aren't getting Bay Transformers movies. That is legitimately what 99.9 infinitesimal of these fucking complaints are.
Like, at the very least, make up your mind. Do you want the good writing, or do you want the explosions?
Go ahead.
You can have both.
You can.
But
Or, if you're going to say the writing's bad, tell me why. Tell me what would be written better. Because everyone of you go, I can't believe they get away with this writing. Clickbait title, blah, blah, blah. People comment, okay, how would have been written better? If I have to tell you that, then you're stupid. No, you're the one who's stupid because you're engagement farming and it was good and you just don't know how to write it in the way that you want because what you want was probably dumb.
it's like people complaining that they got ice cream when they wanted pizza.
Yep. It's like, no, my sweet treats only get done the way I want it. I know I walked into an ice cream parlor, asked for ice cream, left before they could give me ice cream, and then went to Pizza Hut and then bitched when the ice cream I was going to get is over there. It's not how that works. It's not. It's not. Just stop it. And if you don't like the show, why do you keep watching it?
Seriously, like, unless you are actually getting paid to review the show, if you don't like it, you don't have to keep watching.
You don't have to keep watching. And then complain every week that you keep watching it. If it actually hurts you that much, you're a human being with sensibilities and you would stop. The sad part is you probably do just like it, but you know you get more attention if you complain. Because you're a child. Trapped
And again, we're not saying
body.
you can't criticize the show because...
But actually criticize it!
Yes.
Don't just say, they're so bad, cause don't go boom boom. Like, actually say something and don't just go, writing's bad. You need to say why something's written badly. You can't just say writing is bad. You could say, hey, that animation part looked a little wonky, I didn't like that. That's saying something. If you just go, yeah, the writing's trash, fell off a cliff. Why? Oh, you should know. No, you need to tell me, because your opinion of why the writing is bad is different. That's why it's an opinion. You need to be able to express it, otherwise you shouldn't be commentating on things.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid. Just unbelievably stupid. Good lord. Anyway, unless you got anything else, that's all I got.
Final thoughts on the season in general is that I really liked it. I'm gonna have to probably watch it again just to confirm whether or not I like this more than season one, because season one I thought was just absolutely incredible. But I still really like this as a whole.
Yeah, I like this as a whole. I think season one is better. That doesn't mean I think this is bad. I think this is maybe like a point lower.
Yeah.
But I literally think season one is like an 11 out of 10. So if this is a 10 or a 9, oh no! God forbid it's a 90! And we're like, there are shills for blah, blah, blah. Buddy, I wish someone at Disney had as enough time on their hands to contact me to ask me to shill for their programming. Really? Really? Do you think I'd be shitting on the decisions they've made with Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom if I was shilling for Disney?
Come on, people, think.
That's not how it works. I wouldn't be complaining about the episode structure earlier in this season if we were just, they say everything's good, brah. No. No. Good God. Anyway, yeah, I think it's really good too. Again, everything fit in where it needed to be. I'm excited for the next season. I can't wait. That's, I think, all we really got. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky at Renegade Pop Culture. You can also find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Renegade Pop Culture, YouTube at Renegade Pop Culture or Organite Zero. Find us on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
Absolutely. You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. If you're into cosplay, convention going, and stuff like that, you can check out my Instagram over at Organoid Zero. Until next time and next season, we will see you all later.
Peace.